What's going on, y'all? It's DG back with another video, and today I'm going to give y'all a detailed performance review on these bad boys right here, the Kobe 8 Protro Venice Beach colorway. So let's get right into it. Starting with the traction on the Venice Beach, same with every other Kobe 8 Protro colorway, it does come in the same pattern right here, which is herringbone, and then they actually switched the direction of the triangles on the outer side. What you need to know is that this traction works very well, okay? I will say that they were very sticky to the floor, almost like instantaneous grip, kind of like the Curry Flow for this colorway right here. So I really like this translucent outsole surprisingly. I did take these to two different courts, one of which is pretty clean, the other is pretty not clean, and this shoe worked well on both different surfaces and conditions. So this traction is very good. In terms of durability of the outsole, it is pretty firm. It is, pretty good and rigid for outdoors, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend this shoe for outdoors. Despite the rigidness of the rubber, the grooves are pretty thin and closely spaced together. So the surface area, it's just going to wear down a little bit more quickly, basically. But if you want to use these outdoors, you definitely can. It's just going to wear down. In terms of the cushion, you have a React midsole, different from the original Kobe 8. The cushion is pretty firm, guys. It is pretty firm. This is one of the drawbacks and one of the positives of the Kobe 8 Protro and the Kobe 8 in general, right? So basically what you need to know is that if you are looking for impact protection, a lot of compression, and overall cushion, the Kobe 8 Protro, the Kobe 8 is not for you, okay? This shoe is optimized for guard play, in my personal opinion, or for forwards and centers who kind of play hybrid, like a point forward, or just play or have guard skills at a higher height or a bigger weight. Like, this is the shoe optimized for those types of players. Basically, anyone who plays like a guard, this is going to aid you, right? This cushion setup is not going to be anything crazy at all. It's actually very, very minimal, in my personal opinion, especially in the forefoot. You can feel some compression in the heel. It is a little bit thicker there, but once you get to that forefoot, guys, you guys see how thin it is in the forefoot. So basically, it's not going to be the most comfortable cushion setup at all. This is a pure response type of shoe, okay? So if you are a shifty guard, if you are a fast guard who needs a lot of response, ultra response at that, then this is the shoe for you. But if you're looking for impact protection, if you have bad knees, or if you're just an older type of player and you try to move a lot, then I honestly don't recommend this shoe to you. Personally, I like this cushion setup, but only on days where I feel well rested, where my legs feel rejuvenated, right? I've stretched before I played, like that type of stuff. I need to really feel that I can play in this shoe, because if I'm not, I'm going to feel bogged down to the ground. I'm not going to feel extra bounce. I'm not going to feel anything like that, right? So I really need to prepare to play in this shoe. That's just the real type of thing that I've experienced, right? This is not a shoe that you can just play in and jump out of the gym. Honestly, the cushion setup is pretty minimal. So I really like this shoe in terms of the cushion and traction, but on days where I feel really tired, then I probably will not put this in my gym bag. The materials of the Kobe 8 Protro at the end of the day are pretty stiff, but I will caveat that though with the fact that you do need to break this shoe in, okay? So you kind of need to break the traction in. Honestly, not really, because it is pretty good right at the start. I would recommend breaking the drop-in midsole in. You do need to break that cushion in just to get a little bit more compression out of it. You really need to play in it in order to really feel the React, although it's still going to be very minimal. And then the upper. Starting out, it is pretty stiff, guys. It is pretty stiff. But after playing in it, it is much more malleable, in my opinion. The upper becomes a little bit softer. It just feels, right, more seamless with your foot. At first, it just felt really stiff, right? So once you play in it, once you apply some heat to it, once you get some air flowing through it and you're bending in different directions and you're actually playing in it, then it'll, the materials will feel a lot better. They are pretty durable as well. It's like a no BS material. And overall, I can't really complain besides the fact that it's not the most comfortable, I would say, right? Like, especially in the toe, it is very reinforced, okay? So you can barely bend the toe, like the material in the toe. You can barely bend that. So it is a very reinforced material. It has a lot of support though, obviously, because it is so rigid to start. So I would just recommend breaking the shoe in, but if you're looking for a shoe that is mesh, that is like the KD16, even the KD15, right? Like, you're not really going to find that in this shoe, right? This is a pretty stiff shoe that's made for a specific type of archetype, and this really aids fast players, right? Because you need something supportive and no BS, and that's pretty much it. This is also very light material as well, so obviously that plays into that fast guard play. So that's my thoughts on the materials. That's kind of my synopsis. It's not the most comfortable, but it gets the job done, and you need to play in it in order to heat it up just a little bit and make it a little bit softer. In terms of support of this shoe, it is very good in my opinion. You do have a wide, nice base. You also have a little bit of an outrigger right there, as you guys can see close to my eye. And then the heel counter is also very, very good. It is very rigid. It is just very substantial, basically. And so you're going to be locked into this shoe. So again, I'm going to repeat this for the 100th time, but if you are a fast type of guard, if you are just a guard who needs a lot of response and you're shifty, who likes to dribble and get to the lane really fast, this is the shoe for you because the support is very good, traction is very good, cushion is very minimal and responsive. So this is a very guard type of setup. In terms of the fit of the Kobe 8 Protro, I would stay true to size. All of my Kobe 8 Protros are true to size and they feel good for me. I could go a half size up, but again, I try to get the most out of this shoe in terms of performance, and I feel like going a half size up for me will just have a little bit of extra room that could cause some delay. So with that said though, if you consider yourself a heavier person or need, a little bit more room in your shoes, then I would definitely recommend going a half size up. Obviously, when I first tried these on, they were pretty stiff, they were pretty tight, but I promise you, once you break it in, it feels a lot better in terms of the materials mostly. And again, the cushion, traction, get a little bit more benefit after you break it in as well. But this shoe is also very good in terms of the fit, in my opinion. It fits pretty much perfect, and it isn't too narrow. I don't think it's too narrow at all. Like, there's no hot spots in this shoe, which feel good. You just have to break it in just a little bit. So even as a wide and flat footer, I still like the setup of this shoe, even in my true to size. But if you are the type of person who likes a little bit more room in your shoes, then I would just recommend going half size up and not really taking any risks there. In terms of aesthetics of this shoe, these look absolutely beautiful. And specifically, the Venice Beach colorway is easily, by far, the best Kobe 8 Protro that we have seen so far. And even future colorways, guys, because we've seen leaks of team colorways. There's a TB red, TB gray, I think a TB navy, which a TB is Team Bank. We've also seen like a Lakers home and away version. And then lastly, I just saw the Kobe 8 Protro Mambasita that's supposed to be releasing soon. Guys, out of all of the colorways, even the halos and the radiant emeralds and the radiant purples and the emeralds, excuse me for that, but out of all those colorways, guys, this is easily, the Venice Beach is the best Kobe 8 Protro that we're probably going to see, unless they release like the Preludes or the What Does. These are probably the best Kobe 8 Protro for sure. And the best part about it is that, not only the aesthetics, but if you actually want them, the resale on these are pretty low, relatively speaking. They are probably around $230 to $280 or even $300 in most sizes, which is a pretty good price for a Kobe in general. So they had a lot of stock of these. I did manage to get these for retail at Nice Kicks in San Francisco. A little bit of a pain to get there for all of my guys who are in, the Bay Area. I don't think a lot of people understand that the Bay Area is huge. The Bay Area is very big. And in order to get to San Francisco, you need to go through hoops. You need to drive uphill. You need to drive downhill. You need to go on different highways and stuff like that. And you may even have to cross the bridge if you are in the East Bay. But luckily, I did get these for retail in SF, and I don't regret it at all. I don't regret the drive. I don't regret going there. This shoe is very good. In terms of the weight, I would say that these are pretty light in my opinion. I don't think they're as light as the original Kobe 8. I don't know what it is. I think it's due to, you know, the React midsole. But basically, I feel like the original OG Kobe 8 was a little bit lighter, but at the end of the day, the Kobe 8 Protro is still a really light shoe. It's extremely minimal. And for all of my hoopers out there, like I don't think you should be such a stickler on weight for this shoe because it's still very, very light. Like it's negligible and barely noticeable in my opinion. So it feels seamless, it feels light. You're gonna be able to get buckets and do all of your moves and not have to think about the weight. So that's my opinion on the weight. So is the Kobe 8 Protro worth resale? Is it worth getting for you? I would say yes, but if you are that archetype that I was relaying throughout this video, if you're a guard who plays fast, who likes this colorway, who likes Kobe, and who needs a lot of traction, very minimal cushion though, then this is the shoe for you, okay? So if you're a shifty, fast guard, then I think this shoe is perfect. It really is. I felt fast in this shoe. And once you have good legs or you stretch before and you warm up a lot right before you play, like you're going to feel bouncy regardless of how much the cushion helps you or how much the shoe helps you, right? So it even has a plate in here for extra support, which helps with bounce as well. And even though the React isn't that great in my personal opinion, like this shoe just works very well for what it is, right? It is a lightweight shoe that has great traction, minimal cushion, but so much court feel, so much response. Anything that you do on the court, it's going to happen. There's going to be no delays. So like that is just a comforting feeling, right? You know what you're gonna get out of this shoe. You just have to understand what type of player that you are, right? I think the exception is that if you are a big guy who likes to shoot and likes a lot of court feel, and doesn't necessarily, you know, go into the lane or drives and does crossovers like Kyrie, right? Like even if you're that type of player, you can still wear the shoe because it has a lot of court feel, it has great traction, minimal cushion, like you're going to be able to shoot in this shoe. This is a great shoe for shooters. I would just say that if you're that fast, shifty type of guard, like I really do think this is a great shoe for that archetype. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think of the Kobe 8 Protro Venice Beach. This is a beautiful colorway. I'm so glad to have these in the collection. And leave a comment down below letting me know if you managed to get these for retail, because I've seen a lot of W's on these. I was just at the gym and someone that I know there got these for retail as well, which is a great sign because it shows me that if someone that I know, because sometimes Kobe's like, if one person doesn't get them, you're rarely going to see a lot of people getting them. Like, so the fact that I saw one person get them in real life means that there's probably a lot of people that got them for retail as well. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think of the Kobe 8 Protro Venice Beach. Like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you like my content, guys. That is the #1 way that you can support me. Follow me on all socials at TG Hoops, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.